Now if I wanted, here's the physical invoice. It's very similar to the cart, but it's actually a physical invoice. Or if I wanted, I could go right back to the, let me just go to the stock unit and we'll print out some paperwork. So from here, I was just recently on this page. I jumped away from it. Say I actually wanted to do my Colorado application for title. So this will actually populate a PDF document with all my sales information, all my vehicle information. It'll kind of just suck it right into this little PDF. It may take just a second for it to kind of build, but here's my information. It pulled in my VIN number, which mine is Adilas.biz. It's just kind of funny. Chevy, Tahoe, green, here's my price, here's my this. Like, it pulls in all these different little pieces of the field. And then if I wanted to, I could literally just come through here, click, 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 edit whatever information I want. Because it's in a PDF form, you could literally kind of go like this even if you wanted to. You could click in the field, and it allows you to edit it. Mine's thinking for just a second. It should go faster than this. Oh, not sure where I went. Okay, there we go. Tab. You can get in here and edit whatever documentation you want. When you're ready, you click print. And then you can technically have your stuff to go right to the county assessors and whatever. If we don't have it, like if Adilas doesn't have the information you need as far as the piece to get, you just let us know, basically. And then we're like, okay, for a custom document, it's just $100. We can get you anything you need, whether it's a specific little custom little buyer's order type thing. Like say, for instance, here's another one. This is one that's going to prep it. This is a little field. Create the buyer's order. Like just to kind of give you an idea, this is specific documentation and paperwork. And we just, buyer's order. This one happens to, this is just a demo site, but we did one for one called 5280 Imports, and they needed it to look exactly like this for the bank even to play. Okay? Escape. This was $100, and then they can use it over and over and over again for any of their different items. Perfect. So now that we have this, let's go actually take a look at this stock unit. It currently says that it's sold. It has a bunch of different little information on this kind of stuff. I actually can look at the invoice right here from the stock unit. Click. Takes me right to the particular invoice. It's tied to Brandon Moore. He still owes me money. So if I actually go home and go to my receivables, which I'm going to have to go to the classic homepage to do that. I know I'm kind of jumping around. I just want to show you that it's going to show you that Brandon Moore, oh, looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger owes us quite a bit as well. It's like he didn't pay his last $1.20. But I owe $4,800, okay? But it's automatically tracking that. We didn't do any sort of accounting entry, but because it was tied to that invoice, it automatically knew what was going on as far as how that was happening, okay? So anyway, that was just kind of a quick little demo. Would you guys like to sell your vehicles? Or would you like to leave them in there? Do you want to try the sales process? It's really not too hard.
Sure.
Okay, let's have you switch to your screen, find your stock number or whatever one that you want. Actually, Shannon, if you're okay, why don't we have you come up here and let's have you sell your Subaru from here so we can kind of catch it on the go-to-meeting piece, okay? You don't have to talk through it, but unless you want to talk through it, like, okay, I'm going to go here. And if you don't know, it's okay. It's totally okay. Like, I realize this is totally new, but you're okay. Hey, Shannon, you're on the hot spot, okay? I'm just going to go back to the home page. You're going to have to find the item and sell it.
Yeehaw! Yeah. I have to fix the connection later. It keeps losing audio, so.
Oh, is it losing audio?
It's done it a couple times.
Okay.
So maybe we're on, I don't know, like starting to say. So I think that I need to search my inventory, right? Because when I start with stock unit.
Correct. You're going to search your inventory. Yep.
I know where it's at. So go right to it. That's the one that I want. Okay, so this is the one that I want. And I wasn't watching you when you did this, so I will
No problem. So
figure it out.
you're looking at the item, and you find a little link that says invoice quote. It's up at the top left.
Ah, yes. Okay. Oh, we're in Eureka. And we're going to begin the sales process. Great. Okay. Dealer handling fee. I'm going to sell it today. Oh, she has a great last name. She's going to be our salesperson.
Rosalie, good deal.
And I think we don't have very much on this vehicle. We'll go 20,000. And
Those notes are not required, but if you wanted to, it helps to kind of keep it up with that stock unit. It's kind of like,
right.
say there was something special that you had to do or whatever. It's just your way of talking.
Right.
It's communication is what it is. Once again, it's not required.
Yeah.
How funny.
Okay. Moving on. Okay, so we are selling this to, well, obviously I want to buy this.
So Brandon's in there from the last time that it was added, but Shannon's not.
Well, you could just buy it for me.
Tempting. I don't have that kind of money.
I'm just kidding. I don't have money to buy this either. What am I doing?
So the more information you enter here, the more it will pull through to that sales process, okay? Now, here's a slight difference, okay? So somebody who's buying a vehicle, often they know it's going to take 20 minutes, a half an hour, whatever. But if you made somebody wait a half an hour to get a candy bar, you just lost the deal, okay?
Yes.
So, like, you have to realize when you're dealing with big ticket items, they literally are a bigger ticket piece.
Yeah, I wish I was paying for this in cash.
So that's just credit settings, like, hey, do we want to put this guy on a credit hold? Or, oh, you know what, he does have a limit. Let's go ahead. What it does is it pulls that into the shopping cart so that you can kind of see, hey, where's this guy at according to his limits. Like, some people will max their limits out. Like, say you extended somebody a $2,000 limit, and he's constantly right at that 1,900 level, and then he comes in and wants to buy $500 worth of stuff. Like, buddy, your limit's 2,000. This will push you over.
Yeah.
Say, oh, okay, then I'll pay cash for this, but can you put the other 100 on my ticket? Like, it just helps you manage it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. You're in step 2. Just kind of put like 777, whatever.
Definitely not my date of birth. That's fine.
Yeah,
We'll just pull it back a few years.
And as a note, if you're doing this as a quote, some of these things will just pull in the value quote, 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 like, so you don't have to like enter all of these different little pieces. Okay.
That's great.
It might prompt for one phone number.
Oh, yeah, it does right there. There is an asterisk. That's not even a valid phone number.
Oh, it wants 8 characters on your license
Not
field.
enough. Okay. Oh. County.
Well, this is because
This
it's
is
a
why
vehicle.
you look for
Yeah.
all of the asterisks. You don't have to keep going back. Gratefully, it does help you. Yeah, I'm trading something in.
Okay. So you have to realize it's going to say, okay, cool, cool. Go ahead and do it. Do it. Say, need a new stock number.
Need to stock in your new unit.
Uh-huh.
Use stock number new?
New.
Oh, is that the best way to do that?
So this starts getting into some funky stuff, allowances and actual cash values and et cetera, like this is kind of like, what are you going to allow this person on this for this trade-in, and what's it really worth? Because you might say something like this, I'll give you 5,000 on that, but you know in the back of your mind it's only worth 3,200, but you're going to show it at 5,000. Well, what happens is in the background we have to start doing some math to be like, okay, this is what's going to happen. But so that your trade allowance, okay, this is basically like what are you going to sell? What are you going to trade in first before you just start doing this? Just so you have a plan.
Right, I know. I was actually.
Let's say that they have a little Toyota pickup truck, okay?
Perfect, great.
And they're looking for this new Subaru. And so say that you're going to actually give them $5,000 on.
Great.
And then the actual cash value of this, basically the person would have to look it up in the blue book and all this kind of stuff. And let's say that it is $3,500. Say that it's only $3,500.
Yes. This is why I'm not in the car industry. I don't know
So
any of these
a
things.
lien basically means, do you still owe on this little one? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, perfect. You skip that whole thing and just say add to trade-in. So what it does is it basically, you're still technically in the sales process, but it kicked you out. It's like, okay, cool, let's add this, let's add your trade-in.
Yeah.
I want to get it. That way I can show this information on the invoice, 100%. So go ahead and go Toyota, and we'll just do like a,
Pickup.
let's go to pickup or a T100 or something like that. So go ahead and just kind of plop through that and go first stop, go T, let's call it a T10 just for fun. Your year is 2010. Engine, let's call it a V6. And this is a 5-speed. And just kind of put nice truck, a little bit of rust, but a nice truck or something, just fast. Still a happy one? How funny. So just so you know, these descriptions, like say you were actually putting stuff up on the web, these descriptions actually show up on the web. So if you're putting, like ideally, and most car people, like they already know, like they know
what they're doing.
We're teasing it right here. So
It's true. You would never say something like that. I can.
So your style and trim, just go ahead and put like a short bed or something like that. It will require that style trim. And usually for cars, is it a Sport? Is it an LX? Is it a EX? Is it a Laredo? Is it it's just a semi little piece of that puzzle. So here, what's the mileage of the one that they're trading in? And say it's 200,000. Say it's 200K. Or that's fine. Doesn't make a bit of difference. It does allow alpha characters.
Okay.
Color, let's say it's white.
That just must be what all Toyota pickups are, huh? Because that's exactly what I thought as well. It's the same place. So asset type owns.
So we're going to own it. We're not taking it on a consignment. Okay,
Consignment.
CONS is consignment stuff.
Traded in by.
Yep. Perfect.
And then we put our salesperson.
Yeah, that's fine.
Customer trade in.
Okay,
So it already
perfect.
populated that.
Look at this. It
And
already pulled in your ACV, your actual cash value, which you put in there, the 3,500.
Oh yeah.
Because it knows that you're in trade-in mode, it's already pulling some pieces in.
And I already linked it from the trade.
Correct. Cool. It'll actually physically make those links once it's physically submitted, but yes. Okay, so list price, we're going to probably have to figure out what we wanted to do.
Yes, what do you want to do for
Well, we have 3,500 in it, and we're allowing 5,000. And this is a little Toyota pickup. Let's see if we can get 5,500 out of it. Okay, and then go ahead and skip that and say add the unit.
unit condition?
It's a drop-down link
Right
towards
there.
the top, and this is used.
Oh, I thought I had 17. No, I probably didn't even check it.
Add till the end, and then backspace 3. I think it maxes out at 20. Right.
Good.
Good.
Wow.
Okay, so basically at this point, this looks slightly different. Remember how the one before? It basically says, hey, cool, I've actually got a trade-in. Okay? So then you would hit continue, unless you had another trade-in. Basically, that's how you would walk through the process.
Great.
So now you're doing taxes.
Mm.
And it also pulled in 5,000. So if you look at the top there, it's doing some math. We're going to sell it for 17, but I have a trade-in allowance of 5, so I'm only going to be doing taxable on 12 instead of the full 17. Because that's what your trade-in does. It kind of reverses that back out.
Anything I need to do here?
I would just leave that right now.
Great.
As you get into it, you might do more and more of those type of things, but I wouldn't. I'm just going to go ahead and say create cart. And then let's take a look at what our cart does. So we have you as the customer up at the top there.
Right here.
Here's all your credit settings. Look at this big long green bar. See where it says customer terms and settings? See where on the far right side where it says cash only?
Yes.
Like if you had put, hey, I do have a credit limit, here's where I'm at. Right next to it, it says your receivables, where are you at? What do you still owe me?
Yeah.
So it's a way to manage that type of stuff.
They're
Cool.
going to give me a sweet deal, too, so I only have to pay $9,000 on this. Well, with tax. Sorry, what were you saying? You said, ooh.
No,
Do you want me to do something else?
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Do we want to add anything else? Want to do anything else?
No, I think that's fine. You're just kind of walking through the sales process. Go ahead and
Yeah.
check
I'll
out.
never buy this car in my life.
So here is one cool thing that's kind of cool. If you look at what you have for your line items, you have, first off, your little Subaru Forester, okay, stock unit 37. Down below, we had a little dealer handling fee come in there. We have the trade-in, and it's actually going to physically stamp it to number 39 as well. Okay, it's going to be like, hey,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I've got all my different little pieces here as far as what's going on.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so you can do this on account. You can do it however you want. You can do multiple payments. If you do it on account, I would recommend that you click the little checkbox at the top.
Right. So
But how do you want to pay for it?
we're going to
Currently,
do multiple payments.
okay, awesome.
We're going to pay $5,000 in cash. The rest.
So down below, it'll give you your total there. Okay, correct. Okay, you're flying through there. So basically, this is your final
Sorry.
review process. You're doing great. You're doing great. Like Shannon, I love to see how you're flying. I was just slowing you down for training here, but like literally, once these people learn how to do this, bam, 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 they'll bounce as quick as their mouse can go. They will go. Okay. So now you technically are on paperwork if you're ready to print it, or you could go to invoice, or you could go to wherever you wanted to go.
So these are just the printing. Well, you would have to go through all of this to print it out, right?
Yeah, yeah. So each one is specific, and it just kind of it's independent. But there's your invoice.
Have it. Takes a special person to sell stock units.
You know what? Those people, they know how to play that game. They really do. They really
They
do.
know their game.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Great job, Shannon. For never doing
Thanks
it.
for walking me through it.
Hey, you popped in and like, huh? Cool. Do you guys have any questions on stock units or anything? You could add photos. They track histories. You can put them on invoices. You can do multiple ones to invoices. You can figure out payments, figure out deals. One of the cool things that you can do is you can internally do things as well to them. And I'm not sure if this is necessarily a point to do that, but stock units, when we first started dealing with them, it was one of our first pieces that actually had a one-to-many relationship. We created the stock unit, but then say we had slush fund money, which basically means you buy it low and you sell it high. You're like, oh my goodness, I bought this thing for $3,500. but I want to make it look like it's going to cost this, or I bought it for this, and I know that I can get this. You start playing with slush fund stuff, and you're moving stuff. There's a whole permission called the manager's checkbook that actually does all this slush fund management, moving numbers around. Also, when things get old, sometimes the managers will adjust them. Like, these are all permissions, but basically it's little subs. So it's like, ooh, that one's been there for a while. I have to lower the price. It's not selling, okay? I'm going to dock it by 1,000, 2,000, whatever. That's called an adjustment on that particular stock unit. Or you could get an outside repair. Ooh, we had a major hailstorm and I had to get new windshields and new hood and whatever, okay? You can actually technically bill that out and charge that to the stock unit so it can start holding some of those pieces. Like, stock units actually have huge pieces of the puzzle that they can technically be connected to.